feel like
Now, do you play video games at all? Just, you told me you're not a big
not
gamer.
really, not really at all.
Yeah.
It's interesting in a way because I know it sounds fucking stupid, but by the way, are we allowed to curse?
We are raising money for kids,
Okay,
so
so
we're
no.
trying not
Yes,
to.
yeah,
But
of
if
course.
it happens,
Yeah,
it happens.
I don't have to do that.
Ghastly said "fuck" 5 times in his interview.
All right.
So,
So I used to have a Commodore 64 way back in the day.
that's what I started on.
But since then, I at one point started playing ice hockey. I like in a league and in
Yeah.
a kids team, and that took my time. And I've played like an occasional Sega rally here and
Yeah,
there and
okay.
whatnot, and I
Yeah.
enjoy video games. But especially freaking today, you really have to sit. You
Yeah.
really have to use time
They're
and
hard.
learn and study, and it's all
Yeah.
about coordination. It's all about
Yeah.
it's so when I tell I have a 10-year-old kid. When I tell him there's screen time limits and whatnot, at the same time I know that the freaking dexterity and then also cognition is definitely developed playing games.
And
so
they've
it's
actually
not all bad at all.
They've done research about it. I was a teacher. I actually taught high school, and I had gamers, and all these parents were like, "I don't want my son playing video games all the time." And I said, "All the time, I understand."
Yeah.
And this one guy goes, "I don't want him playing at all." And I said, "Look, here's some research.
Yes.
They show that it increases cognition, it increases hand-eye coordination,
Absolutely.
decision-making skills, teamwork, leadership, as well as management, like space management and inventory management.
I totally get that.
It's
but the games
crazy,
today are
but-
so involved.
Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
deep, and there's
See,
so many things.
I grew up. I've been a gamer my whole life.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to. It's really cool to see where it's going.
Yeah, and I mean, I like I said, so I'm involved in the gaming because of my track initially, or like sort of got back to it or got connected with gamers, and I'm truly interested in it.
Yeah.
And what I'm really interested now, not exactly gaming part of it, but otherwise it's very related, VR and AR technology.
Yeah.
And I just I don't see quite yet in the next few years having, I mean, people do concerts in a VR, but I don't see it as the same. I would like to be like superimposed in the VR, being able to be myself and somehow like really combine, more like AR.
Yeah.
But
I see what you mean. Are you guys ready to go? We're ready when you're ready.
We're just,
bullshit.
they've been live already.
Oh, we're already recording? Oh, cool. Hey. Yeah. Hey, everybody, it's Marshall. I'm down here at the Imagine Gaming Lounge. I brought in Darude, which everybody knows you.
I don't know about that, but thank you, man.
I think more people know you than don't know you. I think they'd be surprised. And if
The
they
funny
didn't know
thing
you, they know
is
your
that
song.
if you look at my face and say, who is that? Nobody knows me.
Yeah, okay. So
But-
you know,
but-
it's kind of
but-
like a voice actor.
But there's, yeah, exactly. But it's been my sort of gift and my curse from the beginning because obviously if you want to sell something, if you want to market something, you need to have something to, attach it to, whether it's a face.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's behind and front of, whatever.
Yeah.
Or it's a logo or it's a face.
Yeah.
And electronic dance music, especially back then, was very much a non-face kind of thing. So even in Finland, where I'm from, the first year or two, I so often came across people who was like, "Dude, what? Darude's Finnish?" That was interesting.
They didn't even know.
Yeah. So again, even today, even if people knew my song, they would go, "Hey, that's Darude Sandstorm." They have no idea if it's one guy, if it's two guys, if it's Finnish, if it's Atlantan.
Yeah, because the name doesn't tell you it's one person or if it's a group.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So it's actually something I never even thought about. Now we were talking about, not really being a gamer, which is great, but you do stream on Twitch. You do stream.
Yes, and I for whoever's followed me on Twitch, I apologize. I haven't streamed in a long time now, like actual Twitch streams. I've just been really, really busy, and what's difficult about the Twitch streaming is not to do it, not to start it, but it's to be consistent, and it's to be giving proper content that I feel worthy. And
Absolutely.
I realized at one point that I'm going to do it again at one point.
Yeah.
Whether it's Twitch, other platforms, and I want to do all of them because I just want to reach everybody. But I need to have not just chit chat, BS. Hey, here's my kick drum.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do either tutorials, I want to
Yeah.
do gadget reviews, or show how I make my music so that something actually does happen. Not just
Yeah.
10 hours of streaming of whatever. And so that's why I haven't really streamed, regularly now. And then also, one of the things in my industry, the record companies and people who I work with, there's a lot of secrets going on, so you can't do
touch
live
certain
streaming
NDAs
of a track that will be released in 6 months, because
Yeah.
then it's spoiled and whatnot. So
Yeah,
that's one of the
yeah.
actual key things too, why I haven't been doing that regularly now.
That makes, I
But-
wouldn't have thought of that.
But I
side.
fell in love with the Twitch community.
Yeah.
It's interesting, like, not honestly, not dissing any platforms, but it's interesting what the difference is between, for instance, briefly, Facebook streaming a watcher community is like, they want their things in 30 seconds or tops 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and
okay.
they're out.
Yeah, they like the shorter clips.
And then Twitch viewers, they're used to an hour or 10 hours, and they're lurking, they're cooking meanwhile and coming back, and somebody's gaming or making a track.
I
and
have
whatnot.
legitimately watched some of my favorite streamers while I'm cooking dinner for my family.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
throw on my headset and I'll set it up over here, and while I'm cooking, I'm like, oh, that was a great shot, or hey, that was a great move. Because
Exactly.
I watch a lot of game streams,
Yeah.
but I also you were talking about the tutorial thing. I actually watch one streamer who is a voice actor. She plays the games that she voiced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's really
Oh,
cool. And then every once in a while she'll be playing.
Meta.
Yeah, she'll be playing, and she'll have like
That's
she'll have a Q&A session for voice actors, like like me, or like someone who's just getting started, and they just want to say like, hey, how do I get started? What do I do training?
yeah.
Where do I do this? How does this work? And she just answers their questions.
Yeah.
And it's really, really cool.
Do you know what was interesting with me and Twitch streaming originally, like 2-3 years ago when I guess I started? It was like, first I was very aware that somebody's looking over my shoulder. My flaws. I'm not a perfect keyboard player at all. What I do, my tricks or this and that, like, are they stupid? Am I slow? This and that. I was very insecure. But then at the same time, when I started doing it, it was really cool, because the people in general seemed to be very supportive. They were just very appreciative that I opened the window to my studio, and then I gained some sort of comfort zone there. But then one thing that it made me do was, like, I have a really bad tendency to hop to different things and sidetrack.
I got you.
But now I had people
Helps you
watching,
focus.
and I couldn't do that because that would be embarrassing.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And that helped me actually get more productive, knowing that somebody's watching
That's
me.
really
That was
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
I had not thought of that before.
Oh, and one of the things that I've noticed, and I'm going to give a really big compliment here to a lot of the Twitch channel, the Twitch viewers, and a lot of just live stream viewers in general, is they don't want you to be perfect. They want you to be real and authentic.
Yeah.
They want to know. They're not watching you for perfection. They're watching you to see you.
I think Twitch is a concentrated version of what internet really has done to the whole entertainment industry. I don't know if you remember, but like when like Aston Kutcher and Demi Moore back in the day, where some of the first ones to tweet, on Twitter, to post what they were doing as a family and as a couple and whatnot.
Yeah.
There were like CNN experts saying like, oh, that's going to be so bad for them, and celebrity status is going to crumble when you let people in your lives.
And it's gone.
It's completely kind of opposite.
It's kind of gone where it's a little. The public is almost too involved in their lives.
Well, sometimes too involved.
But
if you let them be.
Yeah,
but,
if you
but
let
the
them,
thing is
it's setting up that boundary.
But when you are a celebrity, and I'm not talking about myself, but like somebody like Aston Kutcher, for instance, he's a celebrity, and then they let people in their lives, and that didn't diminish their status at all. The contrary, like, first of all, the people who loved him because of the looks or because of the acting or whatever still love him, but now they also can relate to some of the stuff.
Because he's a real person.
And they love him even more. I mean, it's incredible how that actually works. And it was really funny to see I literally watched like professionals comment on like, this is going to be blah, blah. And now everybody's doing it. Obviously, it's so open now.
Yeah. Well, and what's really great is you got to meet Ashton Kutcher, like how you're saying,
Yeah.
is with this, is you get to meet the celebrities as a real person, and you see that they're a
Yes.
real human being.
Yes.
And then you have someone like Ashton Kutcher, and you find out that like his true values are, you know, family and helping kids and helping, because he's really with the child trafficking, and he's
Yeah.
really involved in raising money for that and bringing awareness to
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
which that the kids is what
Yeah.
brings this whole thing about, and
Yeah.
this stream about, and bringing in the gamers and bringing
Yes.
in
And
the
the thing,
DJs
thing
and
is that,
musicians.
like, what's amazing about internet, especially today, is now that there are so many things that have established, and some people and some platforms have millions of reach immediately, and
Yeah.
then when you use it for good, and that's what I think you're referring to,
Yeah.
helping kids,
Yeah.
and
And
in
it's what we're
whatever
trying to
way
do
you
here.
can. And the thing is that when people realize that helping in a reach or exposure kind of way is nothing out of their daily lives
Yeah.
other than a simple mention here and there or a simple call to action, and that helps so much.
Well, and it helps when people like yourself, or we had like Ghastly in here, and we've had a couple of different DJs come in, and a couple of different gamers come in. They have a huge social media following, and they're just like reaching out to their people saying, hey, if you've got $5, if you've got $10,
Yeah.
throw a donation here, because that's what we're doing here, of course,
yeah.
is we're raising that money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta.
Yeah.
It's a hospital's been around for over 100 years, and they're doing research, and they're doing childcare, and for kids that are sick or injured, whether they've severely broken a bone or they have a long-standing illness or something along those lines. And we're trying to raise some money here for them to help with their research for allergies and like immunodeficiency disorders and that kind of stuff. And
Such important work.
yeah, bringing a lot of people. It's important because it's our. I mean, that's our kids. It's our future.
I think.
And
I
it's-
think it's important as a person, as a human being, if you can, helping out. And what's cool about this cause, but internet in general too, is that it's not always where you would have to lay down
Yeah.
a buck
Yeah.
or 5
Yeah.
or 10 or 1,000 or million or whatever. But it's about also just raising the awareness, where then people who can and are willing and able, they can jump in, because
Yeah.
they might have not known about that stuff
Well,
otherwise.
And it's funny because I know there was someone in the chat earlier today who was saying like, hey, look, I don't really have any money, but I've shared on my social
Yeah.
media. That's phenomenal. One of my personal friends retweeted my tweet, and they have 100,000 viewers or 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
So just doing that, just raising that awareness
Yeah.
helps out a lot.
Yeah.
Because you might not have $5. I may not have $5. They might not have $5. But somebody might have $5 to throw towards
yeah.
it. And if you, I mean, child illnesses and I mean, especially immunodeficiencies and allergies and stuff like that affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a heavy load to carry. And if a lot of people help with that load, it makes it that much lighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 I've been outside of this thing. I've been very happy to be part of this and help on my part. But in Finland, I've worked with UNICEF.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
yeah.
and
You
their
do a lot of great
cause,
stuff.
and I've been taking part in their thirst campaign,
Yeah.
or so meaning clean water stuff.
Yeah, that's- yeah.
So dirty water around the world kills more kids than
Anything
bullets,
else. Yeah,
basically, in
yeah.
war zones and stuff like that. And that's been very sort of dear thing to me. I actually worked with this other guy called Sebastian Raymond. We took part in the Eurovision Song Contest this year.
Mm-hmm.
I represented Finland with my buddy Sebastian, and with that we were quite visible, and we were so happy that we could use our
Yeah.
platform to like sort of bring up UNICEF's the campaign for the water thing. And I don't think an artist should be required to do anything, but if they have a platform and if they have some sort of lean to whatever cause, if they can help, that it's
Yeah,
the easiest
yeah.
thing to do. Use your status to push a
Yeah,
thing.
It's one of those things that like, if it doesn't hurt, it can definitely help someone.
Absolutely, yeah.
If it doesn't hurt you, it can definitely help someone.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can't really ask for more than that. It's just to help and share and
Yeah.
and
Especially
and do
if
what
you can do
we
with something like music.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
music is always happy, uplifting. Sometimes it can relate to sad moments, but it
Yeah.
most of the time can bring you out of sad moments
Yeah,
too, and stuff like that.
absolutely.
So I think it's sort of a perfect vehicle
Yeah.
to do good.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Hey,
Cool, man.
thanks so much for stopping by. I
Oh,
really appreciate it.
thanks, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Everybody, this is Darude. This is Marshall, and we'll catch you later.
Thank you.